welcome to Social Sciences class. This is video 3 related to the world during World War II, Unit 12 in history, first topic in study. Yesterday we discussed up to the causes, aggressionism, imperialism, which are causes for World War I. In the process only we learned about capitalism, socialism, what is the socialist state, what is the capitalistic state, or what is the capitalistic society, what is the socialist society, what is the difference between capitalism, how socialism is opposite to that, and industrial capitalism, liberal democracy, certain words, terms which are important, 1 mark they may be asked. We discussed liberal democracy, a state where political liberty will be guaranteed, at the same time will be adopting capitalistic style of economy. So that happened with the western countries of Europe. So that was the content yesterday we came across. Today we are going to say about the remaining causes: secret alliances, militarism, Balkan politics, immediate cause. The remaining causes, yesterday confederationism, imperialism, we got completed, and secret alliances, militarism, Balkan politics, immediate cause. We are going to come across secret alliances. Yesterday I said they were called secret alliances, but they are open secret. Of course, why? Because with the suspicion, these rival countries in Europe. Who are these rival countries? Rival means enemy countries. Why this enmity is started? Why this rivalry is started? Yeah, we have to go back into history before 20th century. That is, we have to slip into 19th century. In 19th century, I yesterday in the last video, I categorically said that by 1870, there emerged two nation states by carrying several wars who strongly started believing their nation is supreme. That is Italy and Germany. By 1870, United Germany, United Italy came into existence. What I mean is, earlier they were there, but small pieces, but they all were brought together. Even the personalities I mentioned you yesterday, who were crucial and cause for unification of Germany, unification of Italy. When in the process of unification of Germany, the man behind creating this united Germany, Otto von Bismarck, promised to France at one point of time, if it keeps quiet when Germany is going to fight against Austria or Prussia. Germany was called Prussia before unification. Prussia goes to fight against Austria. If France keeps quiet, he is going to give certain areas of Prussia to France. So France kept quiet. But later, as taking this as an advantage, Prussia was successful in defeating Austria in 1866. So then from Austria it got some of its regions, and the unification started going on, and only little parts are left over. So after 1866 war, after defeat of Austria, France at one point of time in 1870 it questioned Germany. Dear friend, you promised on the day, if I don't interfere in the war between you and Austria, if I don't support Austria, you are going to give me some places. But Bismarck very smartly said that promises are made to miss. Promises are not made to keep. Promise is meant for missing. So I missed it. I don't remember any promise. Already France was very in a bad condition because in the Mexican war it lost huge army and money. War with Russia, it lost good number of soldiers, army, in a total loss, economic loss. To repair that loss and also to overcome the humiliation and to enhance its image, Napoleon III of France remembered Otto von Bismarck that you have to give the regions to me. so that my honor will be protected among my people. But Bismarck did not. I am in the process of uniting Germany, how I will give places to you? Then there again a war occurred. Bismarck knows France is weak because already two wars, Mexican war, Russian war, totally it was under loss. Army, military loss it faced, economic loss it faced. So from June 1872, December 1870, there was a war between Prussia and France. In that war, France lost. A treaty was signed in 1871 January at a city in Germany called Frankfurt. Treaty means agreement. So this treaty is called Treaty of Frankfurt. According to this treaty, Germany took away two important regions which are almost all heart and brain of France. We can say how heart and brain are important to a human body. That two regions are very much important to France because they are having rich deposits of coal, Alsace and Lorraine. According to Treaty of Frankfurt, Germany took away very crucial places of France. Why Bismarck did this? Because if at all these places are there, this France at any point of time may bounce back by selling that coal to other countries in the world, because industrialization is going on in a big way. So power, for the sake of power, coal is very important. Electricity, to run the emissions industries, electricity is important. Electricity is thermal electricity. By coal, we can make electricity. Such a fine quality coal is there with France, and by selling that coal it may get money, and once it gets money it will strengthen its army, and tomorrow if I am not there, some Kaiser William or someone is there here, it may easily defeat, because these fellows, rulers who succeed me may not be that clever as I. That's why Otto von Bismarck thought not only putting a check to the bouncing back of France, but also he want to take control of that coal mines, so that by selling that coal mines he want to get some more money to his own country called Germany. And what wars he waged, what money he spent for uniting Germany, that money now he can make by selling that coal. So this is one shot, two birds. That is one, putting a check to the France so that it will not bounce back, and here strengthening the economy of Germany. They are bailing out Germany from the economic losses which it faces in wars, and making it a economically strong power. So this attitude of Bismarck was seen as a betrayal by France. France was burning with vengeance, but it wanted to take a revenge on Germany. In this process, France, actually its arch rival England is. Arch rival means before birth itself, if you have enmity with anyone, it is called arch rival. So when you are in the womb of the mother itself, you are having enmity with someone, it's called arch rival. So Akarpashatru. So that even that England is an enemy. Now it put away all that things in 1890. It started extending friendly hand to England, and in 1891 it extended friendly hand to Russia. Russia was a friend of France before 1865, but because of Polish insurrection, what happened? The friendship between these both, that also Otto von Bismarck is the cause to break the friendship of France and Russia before 1865. So what happened? This France went and approached Russia. In 1891, Russia and France made an alliance, which is called Dual Alliance. By 1904, France was successful in making an alliance with England. In 1891, France made an alliance with Russia. In 1904, it made an alliance with England, and these three became triple entente, by which year by 1907. By 1907, these three countries, France made an alliance friendship with Russia in 1891 and with England in 1904. By 1907, we became a good friends. They decided that, "Arey boss, any one of you get hit by someone, our rivals." Who are rivals? France, arch rival in our is Germany. Okay. And why France was hasty to make these alliances? There is a reason. What is that? Germany, Bismarck, is very clever. As early as he defeated France, he knows France will be waiting for opportune time and it will try to arrange. So that's why in 1879, Germany invaded Germany made 9 years after its unification and an alliance with Austria, Hungary also. Actually, they both were together, Austria and Hungary. 1873. After 3 years, 1882, Italy also joined. In 1882, Italy also joined with them, but this Italy will not stay with these people during World War I. Why it is? I will explain you later. Right? Italy. So these three formed into in 1882. Germany formed triple alliance. With whom? Italy and Austria-Hungary. And first, Germany formed a dual alliance with Austria-Hungary. That is 1879. And it is by after 3 years, Italy also came and joined with Germany. So this alliance became by 1882 it became triple alliance. As a counter move to that, France, who is having a strong pain because of the deception made by Germany, immediately patched up itself with Russia in 1895, then after in 1904 with England, and finally by 1907 they emerged as triple entente. Actually, they thought that without knowledge of Germany thought that without the knowledge of France, it made friendship with Austria and Italy. Same France also thought that without the knowledge of Germany we are doing, but these fellows knowingly only they formed these alliances. Why? Because when you are having some threat from someone, you will be suspect, you will spying them. When you have suspicion, this fellow is doing some mischief with me, as he is trying to spoil my image, we will be having a suspicion upon the fellow, we will be spying. He will be spying the fellow. In the same way, when they have enemy France as Germany, Germany also knows that whatever the deception made by it will be avenged by France. So that's why each are suspecting each other, having a spy upon. So that's why even though they form secret alliances, but enemies are able to know very easily. And here, what happened because of this formation of alliances? What happened, Anna? Because of formation of these alliances, a fear emerged between these European countries or Western European countries only, and this fear led to a unnatural peace. Unnatural means everybody is there with weapons hiding at the back, and that fellow is silent because if I say something, that fellow is having a big hammer at the back, he may hammer me on my head. That fellow is quiet. And this fellow is quiet because that fellow is also hiding some sword at the back or some dagger at the back. He may attack with that sword. That's why they were very quiet or calm. They did not resort to any war. This peace prevailed for what purpose? Out of fear, this peace is. What fear? Arms are there with everyone. That's why, if I try anything against this fellow will make an attack. So there will be a loss to me. That's why I should not. And the other group is also having the same attitude. Because of that, a peace prevailed in Europe for a certain time, for some time. This is called armed peace. important word to learn. Don't forget, armed peace. Once, all of you please keep it in mind. If anything is repeatedly said by me, that mean it is very important. You have to write down, note down. Armed peace. A peace which prevailed because of fear of military power among the Western European countries is called armed peace. You got it? A peace that prevailed because of military power of the rival countries in Western Europe, that is called as armed peace. It happened before World War I for certain time, certain period of time. So this is how secret alliances were formed. Next, militarism. Militarism, you see, militarism is a belief. What is militarism? Definition. Militarism very important for 2 marks question on it is in final exam. Militarism definition is, it is a belief that only military power will be helping us to keep ourselves safe and also to solve any diplomatic problems. Diplomatic problems means problems that arise between one country and other country. This is a belief of whom? The Western European countries. What strong we are military, that strong our security will be. And it is the only way to create a threat in the mind of the opponent or in the mind of rival or enemy, and we can carry on our relations on the basis of this military. By showing this military strength, we can make them silent and we can get certain things benefited for the country, for our country. What's the belief of it? So militarism is a belief that prevailed among Western European nations, that only military power will be solving all the diplomatic problems, and also it is the only way to have a security or safety for their country and their people. And this is having three forms. It prevailed in 3 forms. Features. What are the features of militarism? First feature. All these countries, after after identifying the threat from their rivals, started maintaining huge standing armies. Standing armies means not this is standing now. That means army which is ready to fight. Standing army means, you see, when running race is there, ready, steady, go, 1, 2, 3. We will be taking a position. So that is the standing army. Any tip of time, they are ready to come and attack. Such a huge army they started maintaining. First one, they started maintaining standing armies. Standing armies means ready to jump into the warfare any point of time. If the ruler asks, immediately army jumps into the warfare. Right. Second, they competed with each other in increasing the military weapons. Competition was there between these countries. You designed a Patriot. Yeah, I am designing stealth. These are missiles. Stealth is my latest missile. Now recently we saw a Rafale came to India. But earlier what we are having, MiG-25. But Jaguar. But these are the warplanes we are having. Now Rafale came, 5 Rafale came, 5 Pandavas came. So Ambala, so the airbase of India. So now to put a check to create a fear in the mind of China. But now India, you see, India is the 3rd largest country which is spending money in defense. In last year, 2019, entire world spent 1917 billions upon the army or military equipment and military for the sake of warfare. But the expenditure made by all the world countries is 1917 billion last year. In that, India is having a share of $71.1 billion it spent, means 7,110 what we crore dollars we spent upon our this one. It is a growth. What we spent is from 2018 6.8 times more we spent on defense only last year 2019. But whereas world countries growth in the expenditure of the world entire world is 3.6, but we spent 6.8% more than the previous year 2018, $71.1 billion. Why? To give a clear warning to the neighboring countries, we are not going to spare anyone who tries to touch us. So that's a different story. Again, when we come into India, neighboring countries relation, 19th chapter, 20th chapter, 19th chapter, there, that I said now, continuation of this chapter will be that. There we will discuss. Right. Militarism. Here, first point is, they are all countries, Western European countries, started maintaining standing armies. Second one is, they started competing in increasing the military weapons. Deadly weapons also came into existence. Atom bombs came into existence by that time. Wow. So, in this way, one is competing with the other. If it is making, someone is making atom bomb, someone is ready to make hydrogen bomb. Someone is making biological weapon. So, in this way, one is competing with other. And in the same, third point is, they started encouraging the people, sir, to support the war. Like we people are saying now. But many are crazy. In the name of Mere Bharat Mahan, we have to go for a war and we have to show our strength. War worsens human life only. We have to understand war worsens human life. In Telugu also, we have one saying, Poru Nashtam, Pondu Labam. Pondu means friendship. Friendship always benefits you, either of you. But enmity destructs total things. All achievements we made. Many may be thinking only soldiers will be sacrificing their lives in the borders and so on. No, my dear friends, if it is once war starts, any weapon may fall on your home. Are we ready to sacrifice our family members? So that's why war worsens human lives. But these people who want to show their supremacy and want to be praised as a hero, but it want to show 56 inch, they always encourage the people to support the war. They always ask people to support the war. Apart from this, these people started making war industries. But third point is, thirdly, they started, fourth point, they started making war industries and they started justifying that also. Alright, we are making these war industries, we are imposing a tax upon you. What for do you know? We are going to make one DRDO in Khammam, Defense Research Development Organization. In that we will be designing some latest missile weapon. Why you know? Pakistan is there, which is trying to target us, and it is getting help from China. We have to make it. The leaders start encouraging the people to support the war. And they show a cause what for they are making the war industries. This is the thing in militarism, not I am speaking about today, before World War I also. But even today, if you feel that this is happening, soon it may have turned into Third World War. No force on the earth can save all the living beings will be getting smashed out if Third World War breaks. But so don't mong or don't think about, don't invite war. Okay, this is about militarism now. Important for 2 marks in your board exam. Next we will be coming with the Balkan politics. Balkan politics, it will be consuming time. In next video I will be explaining you about Balkan politics and immediate past. Thank you.